fool. Quarterback crack, yo, sack that fool. Hit him, 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 hit him. Smash him up, watch that move. Went too swift, can't catch these dudes. Hit him, 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 hit him. Listen, 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 hit him, listen. This Eagles talk, this talk Eagles. Philly bleed green, it's from your people. Fly, Eagles fly. Let's beat the squad. Big Pat Shell and Dante the Dark Child. Drop the stats on him, drop the facts on him. Spur gang, baby, let's get it on.
Hey fam, it's your man Dante the Dark Knight, and welcome to another edition of Eagles Talk. Yes, the #1 Eagles coverage show on Facebook that's by Eagles fans for Eagles fans. Again, the #1 Eagles coverage show on Facebook that's by Eagles fans for Eagles fans. Welcome, guys. We have a lot to talk about. We went over our notes last night, and we had everything laid out, and we knew what we were going to talk about today. And then today, things happened. We had to go back to the drawing board, add some more things to what we're going to be talking about tonight. But it's just an exciting time, man. I'm glad that we are big Eagles fans. I'm glad the NFL does a great job in making this a very interesting sport year-round so that we can come to you guys every week, even the off-season. It's almost just as important as what we do during the regular season. So we have Jason Peters is out of here. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about the possible return of Nick Foles. Oh, my goodness. Nick. Yeah, no. We're going to talk about that. We're also going to talk about the combine and the draft prospects and one Henry Ruggs who ran out of his shoes at the combine. And I'm going to let these guys, this is their favorite part of the year, talking about the combine. So we're going to do that too. And then in the fourth quarter, we're going to dig into the chat room and see what you guys are talking about. And we're going to talk about whatever you want to talk about. If you want to ask us a question, you can ask us a question, and I'll give you the best answer that I can give you. This guy, he'll probably, you got to see us in our pregame meetings. That's all I can say. You have to see us. He comes up, and this is before we even start drinking our favorite adult beverage. He comes up with the most outrageous deals. But without further ado, we're going to start this first quarter, Mark.
You're now listening to the
All right, so you are watching Eagles Talk, the #1 Eagles coverage show. Oh, and let me not forget this, because we are back here in the beautiful Studio 2A in Port Richmond, Philadelphia, and we are coming to you guys on multiple platforms. Studio 2E in Port Richmond, Philadelphia, and we're coming to you on multiple platforms. So we're not only appearing to you live on Facebook, but we're appearing to you live on YouTube and on Periscope. So if you are watching us there, unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to pull up your comments, but thank you for the support. And make sure you go below this video and subscribe to this channel here. Now, if you're new to this format here, we're Eagles Talk. We like to talk about our favorite football team, the Philadelphia Eagles, and we like to do so in such a relaxed manner that we enjoy our favorite adult beverage. And I left it up to this guy again, and this time he didn't do bad, but this time he got the Knob Creek. Knob Creek is good. Whew. Knob Creek is good. It's strong. It's very strong. Yeah. And this is smoked maple. And I don't like a lot of sugary stuff, but this is not an overpowering. Yeah. This is a nice subtle maple taste to it. I've drunk this in the past, so I know about this. So you can open that up and start to pour on that, and I'll go to some of the comments. So the first person in the room, as I can see, is Carlos Lopez. What's up, Carlos? What's up, Carlos? He says, what's up, family? Second is Quentin. He says, what's up? And what's up to you, Quentin? Tony Burren is down under checking in. Thank you, Tony, for checking in from down under. Eddie is in the house too. He says, "Sup, fam?" And we, I started to say something about the Democratic, primary, but I'm gonna leave it alone because that's his territory. He does that. Brian is out there. Brian says, "Hi, y'all. What's up, Tremont? What's up, Eagles family? What's up, Tremont? What's up with you?" Quentin says, "Where y'all all from?" We are all from Philadelphia. Well, I was born and raised in Philadelphia. I now reside in Delaware, but I was born and raised in Philadelphia. But right now, this minute, right here, we are in Port Richmond, Philadelphia, in the beautiful Studio 2E. A lot of comments out there, so I'll skip up a little bit. John Patisse is checking in from South Carolina. Bird Gang checking in. Thank you, guys, for checking in. So without further ado, let's do this so we can start talking about what's going on with our Philadelphia Eagles. So here we go. Everybody, join us as we salute our Philadelphia Eagles and we get in the right frame of mind to talk about what's going on.
I know that's right.
So everybody, down the hatch, 3, 2, 1.
It's pretty tasty, man.
Yeah, it is pretty tasty. I'll give you that.
And it's strong though.
Yeah, it is strong. This is 90 proof. This is strong.
2 weeks in a row. I'm hitting.
Well, we talked about 90 proof before, didn't we?
Yeah. We said we were going to let you bring this to us. All right, so here we go. Can we start the first quarter? You started the first quarter, right?
Yes.
You hit it? Okay. All right, so first quarter. All right, to talk hot topic. Well, let's start off with Jason Peters. Jason Peters is being released, and he's not coming. Some of their verbiage may seem like there's still a possibility that he may be back with us. But if that does not develop, he has been allowed to go test free agency. So there's a great chance, or at least there's an attempt on the Eagles' part to separate ourselves with Jason Peters. They're not going to make the same decision that they made last year when they committed to him and brought him back. And he's just not the same Jason Peters. He's not a slug or anything like that, but he had to come out a lot of games. He didn't miss a lot of games, but he didn't finish a lot of games, and he had to come in and out. So 38 years old, it starts, no one beats Father Time. No. 38 years old, he's not the same old bodyguard, but he is better than some of these some other tackles out there. I'll give him that. But I feel good that they've decided to move on and not give him that much money.
Yeah, I guess the correct verbiage would be they gave him an option to text the waters to see if anybody else will want to pick him up. They respect him that much, not to just cut him. So basically, they gave him an opportunity to see what's going on. I don't think if it's a low number, they might match it, but if it's a high number, they're just gonna probably let him go on about his business, and we'll move forward.
Let's be real. Jason Peters, the bodyguard. You're 38 years old. You have phenomenal career here with the Philadelphia Eagles, coming over from the Buffalo Bills. You had two great, crazy injuries here. You tore your Achilles, and you also tore your ACL, but you came back strong. You helped tutor these young line, these guys. You made this team stronger than what it was before. You're your first ballot Hall of Famer. But right now, we appreciate what you have done for this organization, for this team, for this city. But at 38, 39, going forward as an offensive tackle, going against 24-year-olds that's coming off the corner running a 4.3, 4.4. We appreciate you, but it's time to move on. We paying a guy that's 38, 39 years old, $12 million just to be there half of the season, or not a full game, it's not logical. We got a young kid in Dillard. I know there's some rumblings in throughout the city, throughout the media about this kid, but from what we saw in the preseason, that left side of the line should be in good hands going down the road.
Yeah, I think Dillard needs to just be more battle tested. Offensive line is one of the positions where the more you play, the better you get. It's not like a lot of these other positions, the finesse positions, where it's receivers, running backs, defensive backs. Where you play the game, it gives you wear and tear on your body. Offensive linemen actually get better when they get some games under their belt, and I think going forward, he'll be fine. We're going to miss the big guy, but at this point, I do think in the future going forward, the Eagles I would love to see the Eagles pick him up as a coach. The way he tutored the young men the last 3 years, he's definitely got the coach bug in him, and he definitely has the ability to coach because he played the game on such a high level.
Well, I agree with that. I just think that he still has that desire to get out there on Sundays, and thus why he's going to test free agency.
Yeah, it's that shovel itch.
Yeah, he has. That's what he reminds me of. This guy. Oh my goodness,
you
man.
You want to play till you 50.
Yes.
You can't walk
oh my
more.
goodness, he calls me up sometimes like, yo, I gotta try it. What? You need to try to sit your behind down. That's what you need to try out. Try out this seat right here next to
two years
us.
ago, a AFL team, a coach called me out of nowhere and said, "Yeah, I saw film. Can you still play?" I'm saying, "Yeah."
Yeah, but you left
He
out the
talk-
part
he
where
talked
he
me
was
out of
doing
it.
shots of Knob Creek himself, and he called you after around with the boys and like, yo, you know what? I wonder what that boy Shell doing. But
Hey,
anyway,
I got to throw this out real quick, man. Shout out to Chad Gates. You said I'm a new person to the show, and I like it so much. I'm going to watch you every time when you're on live, man. Shout out to you. Make sure you got your shot with you when we take our shots each quarter too.
live every Thursday in the off season at 7:00 because I don't think I made I made an official announcement on the air, but I've never posted it in social media, and so I posted it this week so you guys will know during the off season we come on Thursdays at 7:00. Tonight it was just we're trying out a new system. As you can see, our program looks beautiful right now because we have new software, and
It's beautiful. It's
it
sharp
takes that first time or the first couple times of setting up. It takes a while. So we got it together. It shouldn't take this long next week when we come on, but we will be here every Thursday, 7:00. All right. Jason Peters, man, let me just commend him on the service he's provided
Yes.
our Philadelphia Eagles in his 11 seasons here. Stellar, as we said, first ballot Hall of Famer. That's there's no doubt about that. And like you said, did a heck of a job with the young guys when he was not able to play. And I'll tell you, the best job he did in tutoring or mentoring the young guy is when Big V,
Yes.
during the 2017 season when we won the Super Bowl. Big V played very
Of his mind.
yes,
Lights
he
out.
played well in that playoff run, and that I can't help but to think that Jason Peters had a great deal to do with that. So,
You left out when he threatened the kicker.
oh yeah, that same season, yeah, that jump started our run actually because
Gripped him up by the collar
he
and said,
he threatened our kicker, and he hit that 62-yarder.
against the Giants.
Against the Giants that got our season going. Jason Peters said, "Don't miss another one. Don't miss another one." And that dude, he did not miss another one.
No, he did not.
So yeah, we're going to miss Jason, man. If this is it, if he doesn't come back at a cheaper rate, and this is actually it, man. Thank you for all your service,
Yes, sir.
JP.
Appreciate you, man.
And we wish you nothing but the best, man. Give us an applause. Yeah.
All right, man. All right. We did the nice pleasantries and all this jazz. We've been drinking this 90 proof Knob Creek maple that my brother done brought. It's not from the liqueur side of the liquor store.
No.
Let's get into the meat and potatoes of what we came here to talk about, man. All this media talk, man. All this media talk is talking about what, Dante?
Talking about a possible return of your man, everybody out there, because I know it's a fraction that loves this guy. I mean, I love him too to a certain degree. But Nick Foles, they've been talking about a possible return of Nick Foles because Jacksonville is seeking to maybe move on from Nick Foles after giving him a lot of money, guaranteed money last year, $88 million if I'm not mistaken. They have decided to go with Minshew as their starter.
Cheaper.
And yeah, very, very cheap. I mean, he's like $500,000.
He stays a little bit more healthy
a year. So yeah, he stays a little bit more healthy, and they're going to go with the young guy. They like what they've seen from him last year, and they're going to move on from Nick. That's what the words.
That's going to be very difficult, man. That's $22 million that you're moving on from per year, and for us for us to even fan about picking that up is ludicrous.
So we would definitely have to pick that salary up.
Yes.
Oh yeah, somebody got
That's
paid.
$22 million for a guy that's going to be on a bench causing controversy. Listen,
It's not he
listen.
doesn't
No.
cause
You're
controversy.
undermining the locker room when you pick this guy up. Dan Orlovsky said perfectly. He said it would undermine all the work Wentz has put into this locker room this year. All the hard work he has developed, the chemistry, the develop that locker room.
We're getting everybody's going to be new. He was throwing the lawn chairs and
We
baskets.
don't need Nick Foles coming in here. And all right, do you remember last year, last season? When we were losing to the Seattle Seahawks, and we was on that little losing streak. And they'll be calling for Nick Foles instead of having Carson Wentz work through his through those
tough
obstacles,
times, yeah.
those tough times, because he needs to work through those tough times to become a better quarterback. All great quarterbacks have tough times.
I agree. I agree.
And if
Peyton Manning's first year, he led the league in interceptions.
Yeah, I mean, so by bringing Nick Foles back, not only do you put him in a bad situation, you put Nick Foles in a bad situation because he wants to end this. He wants to be somebody's starter. He doesn't want to sit on the bench and collect 20. Well, I would love to sit on the bench and collect $22 million.
Me
I
too.
don't know about you, but it also puts the organization in a bad space because now you're on a hook for $22 million for at least this season for a guy that's probably not going to see the field.
All right. Okay. So, what do you think, Shell? Would you like to see Nick back for $22 million?
Do I have to answer that question?
No, for $22 million, would you like to see Nick Foles back?
Not for $22 million.
Okay, that's all right. That's the question.
No, that would be negotiable. I would love to have.
You can't negotiate. That's his contract.
Well, he can't come home.
Yeah, move on.
Well, actually, you know what? I don't know. If they let him go, I mean, he's guaranteed that money, but it's not from us. If they release him,
if they
they're
release
on the hook
him,
for that.
then we have to sign him to a contract that's comparable to a veteran of his. I think you have to pay him half that money, money that he's getting guaranteed.
Yeah,
are
so
you
had
sure?
to pay
Do we
about
have to pay him half?
You had to pay him like 8.9 or something like that. I have to look it back up. I wish we
I-
had an intern. Wink, wink.
I mean, a guarantor of $8 million. I would take it for $8 million.
But you know what? I'm perfectly fine with the guys we have. We are capable to move along with Nate Sudfeld if he comes back. Even Josh McCown. I heard that he might come back this year because you'd be a cheap guy to be on the team. He wants to get one more year in the league. So I mean, and
Josh would just be a paid coach. I mean, like a
that's
paid
what,
coach.
that's what he is.
But you know what?
He
You know
needs
what?
help, yeah.
Let me speak on Nick Foles first of all. Hell no. I'm sorry.
Thank you.
No, he's not coming.
Thank
I'm
you.
sorry. Now, and I say that in the most lovingest voice that I can because
wasn't loving.
But I love Nick. I love Nick. I love what he has done for our team, bringing us a Super Bowl win. I love that. But in no way, shape, or form can we bring him back into the fold here. You know the controversy that surrounded him when he was in here with Carson Wentz. And like you said, Dan Orlovsky said it also, this will undermine everything Carson Wentz has played hard for this past year to win this locker room, to make this team his own.
Yes.
And then to bring Nick Foles back in, too much of a distraction, man. And especially for $22 million, that's
$22
out of
million.
out of the question. There's no way.
And, you know the Jaguars are not cutting. They are not cutting Foles because like it would definitely destroy their cap and what they're trying to do for their future organization. So that's just something that's not going to happen on their behalf. They would have to trade them.
So you don't pick up. You're not paying $22 million. You know how many more pieces I can get for $22 million? I'm not giving him.
Listen,
that's half of our darn.
What Pastor Bowie can say? Hell to the no,
to the
no.
Hell to the no. So no, I mean I respect Nick. I love everything he did. And for all the Nick, and you remember when Nick was here, I would ride that Nick bandwagon.
Yeah.
But let me just remind those of the Nick bandwagon riders that he has never, ever, ever played 16 games in a season. I mean, I thank him so much for winning the Super Bowl, but let's not mistake the fact that if he had started the season, we would not have won the Super Bowl with Nick Foles.
I mean, if you look back at what he did, in reality, he's one throw away from getting us back in the NFC Championship game.
I mean,
well, if you look at it in reality, he's never played 16 games. So if
played.
you're looking at reality at a starting quarterback, that your starting quarterback, you like him to start game one and you like him to finish the last game.
Yeah.
Nick has never done that.
Yeah.
Never.
His 22 and what? 22.
Even his 27 and 2 year, he didn't play 16 games.
Yeah, that's true.
He has never done that. If he would have started our Super Bowl year, we would not have won the Super Bowl.
Nah,
We would not
I
have.
agree.
He would have not have made it to the end of the season, nor do I think he would have led the team to an 11-2 record up until the point where Carson Wentz, when he got hurt.
Man, the team was on cruise control at that point. You know
Yeah.
that? The season was already won at that particular time, and the team was on cruise control. But, I mean, the focus has to be on the future of this organization, on the future of developing Carson Wentz and providing him with weapons. You can see what the organization is doing.
And
They just added Martin Morningweg, the offensive consultant to Doug Peterson.
Gotcha.
They're trying to do something special with this offense, so they're adding different pieces to this offense to gear up for add some weapons. But
All right, let me go to some comments. Our fourth co-hosts are you guys out there in the rooms, and you're talking a lot. John Patisse, I'm gonna put your comment up here. It's going to take up half the screen, but he says bringing Foles back would not be smart. Wentz had to listen to the Nick Foles nut huggers since we won the Super Bowl. Wentz finally got a comfort zone, and it showed in his play. Why disrupt the mental progress of Carson? Hell, they should put the statue down from out in front of the stadium. All right, I like that comment. Kyle O'Brien says people need to take their emotions out of the game. It's a business. Get Wentz some young and healthy weapons. Yeah, not a backup quarterback. Get him some weapons. I agree with that. Jay Phillips says it never works with old girlfriends the second time or the third time around.
What's up, Jay? What's up, Big Jay?
I like that one.
That's my man right there.
Bob Blount. Make the trade for – I can't pronounce that name, Bob. Now he will make an impact, expectative, those overpriced free agents. Okay. And that brings us to Eddie, who says, if you're looking at reality, Jimmy G was one throw away from a Super Bowl. Yeah.
Ndoku. His name is Ndoku, the defensive end from the Jaguars.
Ndoku. All right. And Miles is agreeing with me.
Yeah,
he says, preach Dante. Somebody, we didn't even talk about Shady, but somebody said, bring Shady back for a one-day contract so he can retire.
That's probably
that's about all he needs.
Yeah, that's probably gonna happen.
That's all. All right, okay, so Nick Foles, no. It's a no-go with Nick Foles. And Jason Peters is out of here. What else was our first quarter topic? Where am I at? Okay. All right, so yeah, major distraction. Yeah, that would be a major distraction. I can't do that. We're getting ready to move into the second quarter. I'm sorry, guys.
Oh, no problem.
I extended this one long. Let they have the drinks ready. I made this one longer because I felt that people would like to debate, because it's been the talk of the town all week about the Nick Foles
talk,
thing.
man.
And I think it's stupid.
It's ridiculous.
There's no way in the world we're going to be bringing them back. Not for the money, not for the and believe me, I believe the front office loves Nick too. I mean, come on, they put a statue out front.
Well, it's a sponsorship by Bud Light, so it's not actually the Eagles didn't do it. The Bud Light sponsorship did it, and as long as that statue out there, they're paying the Eagles to keep the statue out there, so they're making money off of it. But I mean, let's be real. Carson Wentz has done more with less than what Nick Foles has done. Nick Foles always had receivers, always had weapons. Somehow, some way, he's always had weapons.
Yeah, his
he never had to
27-2
go,
season. He had what? He had
Deshaun, Jeremy,
and
LaShawn,
yeah.
a young Zach.
Yeah.
Zach.
So he always had weapons. He didn't have to go to the lawn chairs, the guys that was working at the gas station in Wawa 2 days ago. He didn't have to do that. He had actually legit top end receivers, or at least speedy guys.
Some guys that had some wiggle to them.
Yeah, some guys that's been in the league that can do some things. So I got to commend Carson Wentz for what he did at the end of the season, because he did some special things. Throwing for 4,000 yards and have no receivers catch over 500 yards. That's impressive.
That's impressive.
Oh, and the quarter is about to end, but I have to throw out there that we didn't mention earlier. Marty, our man Marty Mart is back. Marty Morningwig is back as a senior offensive consultant. So they're continuing to put this brain trust together, this offensive brain trust together, and I'm okay with it. I'm okay with Marty. I like Marty when he was here, and I think he'll add something to that offensive room. All right, that's the end of the quarter. Let's end this quarter, Mark.
And that's the end of the quarter.
So you are watching Eagles Talk, the #1 Eagles coverage show on Facebook. That's by Eagles fans for Eagles fans. And we want to become the fastest growing Eagles coverage show by Eagles fans for Eagles fans on YouTube. So if you happen to be watching us on YouTube, make sure you click the subscribe button. And if you're even watching us on Facebook, go over to YouTube and subscribe to our channel on YouTube. And very, very soon, we are going to We are not going to be sharing our show into groups anymore. You're going to have to be a member of follow our page or like our page or subscribe to our YouTube channel. As you can see, there's a lot to do, and I'm not going to be able to share to all the groups. So we need you to get on board. If you like what we're doing here and you want to continue to follow us, please just go to our page and click the like button, and then you'll get a notification every time we go live. We have a lot of you guys are following us from there. When we first come on, a lot of you jump in because I know that you are followers of Eagles Talk on Facebook. A lot of others are followers through the groups, the Eagles groups that I share it to, but that's going to be stopping soon. So I'm trying to usher you guys over to our page, over to our YouTube channel, so you can be notified as soon as we go on live. But you know what time we come on, Thursdays, 7 o'clock. All right, we're going to the second quarter, Mark. Let's do that.
You're now listening to the second quarter.
All right, so if you're new to Eagles Talk, you need to understand one thing and one thing only. We like to drink. We like to drink, and we like to talk about our favorite football team, the Philadelphia Eagles, and we do so in such a relaxed manner that we enjoy our favorite adult beverage in the form of shots. This week, my partner, my co-host here, has blessed us with some Knob Creek Smoked Maple. If you have never tried the Knob Creek Smoked Maple, give it a try. It's not overly sweet, like I said. I don't like the real sugary. Like it's not. I'm not going to compare it.
It's got a hint. It's
got a hint of maple.
It's not liqueur.
Right. It's not liqueur. It's real. It's got a little sweetness to it, but it's a man's drink. This is 90 proof, so that tells you all you need to know about how manly this drink is.
See how we are in the third quarter.
I am a brown drinker, so I do enjoy Knob Creek. Not the smoked, the regular, which is 100 proof. 100 proof. I enjoy that with a good cigar, and this is good also. So if you haven't tried it, go out, give it a try. Knob Creek Smoked Maple. So everybody out there, let me know what you're drinking at home. Let me know what you're doing shots of out there as we salute our Philadelphia Eagles. Down the hatch, 3, 2, 1.
Yeah.
We start the second quarter?
Yeah.
All right, let's start the second quarter.
You're now listening to the second quarter.
All right, so we are starting the
Our
second
producer's drinking too.
Everybody's drinking.
All right, so the second quarter here, we're going to talk about the combine. These guys, I'm going to just turn it over to them for this quarter. We're going to talk about the combine, some of the results of top prospects there, who the Eagles have their eye on, which is one Henry Ruggs the third. That's what everybody has us tied to. We don't know who they're going to pick, but everybody has us tied to Henry Ruggs the third. He had an outstanding 40 time at the combine.
Yes, he did.
And one question I'd like to ask, first of all, are you guys on board with Henry Ruggs?
Yes, we actually agree on that.
We agree on it, but for far as the compensation to get him, we don't agree.
We disagree.
All right, so that's good. So we all this is across the board. We all agree on Henry Ruggs. Let me know if you guys agree on Henry Ruggs. We all agree on Henry Ruggs. He has that type of Tyreek Hill speed and ability. Generational speed. Now, would you say his speed is better than and more generational than Deshaun Jackson?
Yes.
Yes. You know what? No. The reason
You can't drink no more. You're done.
Look, we had them on the same page for all of 30 seconds.
The reason why I say no is because Deshaun Jackson has done it on this level, and you've seen what he has given to you. You know, you have to give this guy at least the.
Do you remember Deshaun Jackson coming out of college? He didn't even run at the combine. He was injured.
He did run at the combine. He ran injured. He ran an injured 4.32 with a bad hamstring.
Yeah, he's injured.
4.32, a bad hamstring.
He's injured.
All right, let me get it here right now. All right, so if I just that was just for my curiosity. So we're all in.
There are some guys.
We're all in on Henry Ruggs.
Correct.
Now, what? Like you said, you started speaking about the compensation. All right, so I don't think after his performance at the combine, I don't think he's going to be around at 21. I really don't. So, with that being said, he may. You'll gamble if you wait for him at 21. It'll be a big gamble. So, I'm saying if he's not, or if there's a big threat of him not being there at 21, and you guys let me know in the chat room also, what do you do? Do you go up and get him, and how high do you go, and what do you give up to go get him?
Well, I know Shell's going to get a red flag. I wish I had my flag with me
You
so I
can
could
throw
hit him
this
in the
at me.
face.
Though. You can throw that at me.
But you know what? You want to go get your guy. And if Henry Ruggs is your guy that you want to get, you want a team with Deshaun Jackson and some other guys, you might Greg Ward, you want a team, you make a track team, you go up and get him. You got to get it in front of at least the Broncos, which is at least you got to get up to the 14th pick. You got to trade the Buccaneers somehow, some way to get up there. The Cardinals may be trying to link up again with CeeDee Lamb, so it'd be Kyler Murray, CeeDee Lamb type of thing, so he might be the first receiver off the board. But besides that, Jerry Jeudy and Henry Ruggs are the guys you should be targeting. And Henry Ruggs should be the one guy you should be targeting because that speed, like you said, is legendary and it's a game changer.
I would be willing to give up a number 2 this year and a number 1 next year to get to get Ruggs.
Man, listen, you can give up swap the 1 and give him a 3.
This is generational. You look how the NFL is built. The teams that have these athletes that are in space and can make plays, like the Kansas City Chiefs, are the ones that are going to these championships. We need him now.
All right, let me explain something to you.
We need him now.
Let me explain something to you.
When you think of Troy Smith, you think of Michael Irvin. When you think of Joe Montana,
Smith. You mean Troy Aikman?
Troy Aikman. When you think of Joe Montana,
yeah, you're flagged.
See, he flagged. He brought this stuff.
When you think of Joe Montana, you think of Jerry Rice. When you think of Carson Wentz, we need Ruggs the third, man.
All right, listen.
We need him.
Let me explain something to you, Shell. We can trade our first-round pick with the Buccaneers, and we give them a third. You can even give them a player if they would like. You got to realize these value points on these draft picks that we have are very high.
He ran a 4.27.
Okay. John Ross ran a 4.22. He's a generational type speed, legendary type speed. What has he done for the Bengals? Squat. All right. It does matter on what team you go to
It
and
matters
the philosophy and how they utilize you. That does matter. But at the same time, if you go up and you give up all this stuff and he does get injured, you're asked out.
All right.
You gotta protect yourself.
All right, let me go to some comments out there. All right, so early, Lyle Smith, what's up, bro? He says if he's not there, get Jefferson. Our producer talked about Jefferson also in the
Can I talk about Jefferson?
Pre-show talk there. I don't think he'd be a bad specimen. That's if you stay at 21. If you stay at 21,
I like Mims too.
Mims, yeah, people are liking Mims too.
Yeah. He's tall.
Sano,
He's 6'3". He ran a 4.38. So.
Hey, what's the other guy?
From YouTube, my man, one above all, said Ruggs is faster than Deshaun, but no one tracks a deep ball like Deshaun. All right? The Eagles are drafting Denzel Mims. I'm going to hold you to that, man. He's a fast guy, too.
Yeah,
but
4.38. He's 6'3".
But Jefferson, man, I got to say this about Jefferson right now.
Claypool, that's his name. Claypool.
He's going to play tight end.
Yeah.
Jefferson is going to be.
Yeah, Claypool's big.
Yeah, he's going to be his pro comp is Jordan Matthews. They ran almost identical 40 times. They do the almost identical things in the offense in college. It's the same person, but younger.
All right, Corey Robinson, our black Adam Scheffler says there are 0 wide receivers in Hall of Fame that ran a 4.27, but Ruggs is the real deal. Ross has drop problems in college. Ruggs has a less than 2% drop rate this season, only dropped 1 pass. There you go.
Yeah.
All right. So I'm going to let you guys talk about some impressive Now, you know we're looking for a receiver. That's all proper.
Weapons.
Yeah, weapons for
the
Wentz.
offense.
So give me your synopsis of what you saw.
Just going over basically the combine. You had 20 receivers that they ran the sub 4.5. You had running between a 4.27 and a 4.49. You had 20 receivers. Like I said, this is one of the best drafts in 12 years. So you had 20 receivers.
Hold on, let me pump the brakes on that. Did you not hear what I read from our black Adam Scheffler? He said there are 0.
There you go.
Receivers in the Hall of Fame that ran a A 4.27.
No, I understand that. I'm just giving.
Okay, I'm just saying you like to put a
I'm
lot of
numbers.
value
Yeah,
in speed and fast. There are 0 people that ran fast. That's in the zero that ran. I'm just saying. All right, go ahead. Continue.
Right.
I'm sorry.
But what I'm saying is this is basically a real rich draft as far as speed is concerned, and that's what I think that we need on the outside, especially with the way that we're running our offense. Some of the top performers for this combine, of course, Henry Ruggs. He ran a 4.27 as a receiver. You had Tristan Whiffle, offensive lineman, is 6'5", 320 pounds, had a 36-inch vertical jump. You also had Scotty Phillips, a running back. He put up 225 from Ole Miss 29 times. I watched some tape on him. He is definitely a back that can pick up the linebacker, and I do see him as a special teams player going forward if somebody takes an opportunity on him. Those are some of my top performers in the combine this past season.
Okay. You look for offensive linemen. I appreciate you doing that.
Yeah.
Our top guy, of course, is Henry Ruggs. There's also Denzel Mims from Baylor. He's a phenomenal guy. He's about 6'3". He ran a 4.38.
Yeah, 4.38 at 6'3".
At 6'3",
coming
that's
out
phenomenal.
of Baylor, and they throw the ball all over the yard.
Also, I talked to you about that a little bit earlier.
CD Lamb, we talked about that.
Can I finish?
Well, you getting ready to say CD Lamb, weren't you?
No.
Okay.
Thank you. A.J. Dillon, running back.
All right.
From Boston College, ran a 4.52 at 6 foot, 247 pounds.
He's a big back.
He's productive. If you go look at his tape, he's been productive since he came to Boston College, and he's a very bruising running back. He's elusive for his size. So we're looking for offensive playmakers, especially a running back to replace Jordan Howard if we don't re-sign him. I mean, that's a guy you can pencil in that they might draft in the later rounds, in the third round, or like our comp pick in the third round. Then you want to look at receivers. We don't go get Henry Ruggs. There are some guys out there, like I said, Denzel Mims. The one guy you did mention, Antonio Gibson. He's a running back / wide receiver.
I like Gibson.
But there are some guys that they're
It's a guy.
Jalen Regler. He from TCU. He ran a 4.47, but he was a little heavy at the combine. The weight that he put on is not the number weight that he plays at.
He put that weight on so he can put the
let me finish.
225 up.
Can you let me finish? Thank you. I appreciate you. I love you. But the thing about it is that see, you already interrupted me, man. The thing about it, he's a speedster. Believe it, even though his 4.47, people say, oh, he only ran a 4.47. He's actually a sub 4.4 guy. He's just really a 4.3 guy. He just added some weight on the combine, and even the guys at the combine said, "Oh, he looks heavy running right now, and he's not comfortable with that weight." So he's going to lose weight from now until his pro day. He's going to lose about 10 to 15 pounds from now until his pro day, and he's going to put up a faster time.
All right, let's end this second quarter.
And that's the end of the quarter.
All right, so you are listening to Eagles Talk, the #1 Eagles coverage show on Facebook by Eagles fans for Eagles fans. A lot of conversation going on in the chat room. We thank you guys for supporting and hanging in there with us. And we're going to talk in the third quarter. We're going to talk about free agents and the rumors that have us tied to one Byron Jones, a couple of Cowboys, Byron Jones, Amari Cooper. I've been hearing some rumblings about Jadeveon Clowney, the guy that ended our playoff, our Super Bowl run this year with the dirty hit on our quarterback. Do you guys want him or not?
Yeah, we need him so we can leave him on North Broad Street and let the boys handle him.
Yeah, because we will handle that. We will handle that. So let's start this third quarter, Mark.
You're now listening to the third quarter.
All right, so you are watching Eagles Talk, the #1 Eagles coverage show on Facebook. That's by Eagles fans for Eagles fans. And if you are new to the program, we like to talk about our favorite football team, the Philadelphia Eagles, and we like to do so in such a relaxed manner that we enjoy our favorite adult beverage in the form of shots. This week, my co-host was tasked with the duty of getting the adult beverage, and he did a good job. He got the Knob Creek Smoked Maple And like I said before, this is very smooth, not overly sweet. This is a manly type sweet.
It is.
like it's really smooth, and it has a kick. It's 90 proof, so you have to make sure you are drinking responsibly when you have a shot of this, a taste of this. But this is good. Please go out and try it and let me know how you like it. I've seen some people in the chat room. They are joining us, and they let me know what they're drinking out there. Please let me know. But let's do this shot in honor of our Philadelphia Eagles and talk about the free agent rumors that's going around now. So, down the hatch, 3, 2, 1. All right, third quarter. And the rumors are they're talking, the rumblings are that we are going to go all in on Byron Jones, another Cowboys retread, and I'll admit this. I said that I was done with ex-Cowboys, especially after Scandrick. I don't blame a lot on the running back. Who's DeMarco Murray?
Yeah.
I don't think it was his
He
fault.
left
I think
us
it was
with the Tennessee. Had a great year.
and had a great year. I think it was stupid Chip that
it
used
was
him the
off,
wrong
yeah.
way. So I'm not going to put a lot of blame on that on him. So this guy is good. I don't have a problem with bringing him in. I like the way he plays. He's not a big turnover machine. He's not a Sante Samuel or anything like that, but he is a tight cover corner, and he can help us. And I like the fact that if he does come here, he's going to be playing under a new secondary coach who has experience coaching some of the top corners in the league, such as Sherman. Sherman, what's his last name? That's with three shots. Richard Sherman. All right, that's with 3 shots and now precinct. All right, so he has experience with coaching top-notch cornerbacks, and this guy's aggressive, and I think that he'll be well coached. I'm glad he will be coming at this time if we were to get him, and not coming under Corey Undlin, because I hate his technique, and I hate he might have messed him up.
You know what? I think not necessarily that he messed them up. He gave them the best tools for their ability. Their ability then then it left a lot to be desired. Now, per Adam Kaplan,
you can't do nothing with that off coverage stuff.
Per Adam Kaplan, like you said, the Eagles might be all in on Byron Jones, and the deal could reach $17 million per year. Now, with that being said, not only do you pay him the $17 million a year, do you up the salary of Malcolm Jenkins because you want to bring him back and have him lead this defense?
I already told you what we need to do about Malcolm Jenkins. What I would do is I would lock him in for 1 year. I would draft a top safety this year. I would draft the safety this year. It's 4 of them coming out of college this year. This top tier. I would draft one of those 4, and utilize Malcolm Jenkins. Have this guy basically tutor him to basically be the defensive fortitude for the upcoming
future safety. All right,
yeah.
safety. All right. I
Listen, the problem I have with us paying so much money for a free agent cornerback that's not the productive. Everybody say he don't get interceptions, but his completion percentage against us is very low. The passing rating against him is very low. That speaks volumes.
Yes,
they play down there in that area. They play a lot of man coverage.
Is a receiver that can't catch.
But I don't care about that.
But
What I'm talking about, and I don't need the interceptions. What I need is the receiver to be covered long enough to give our defensive ends and line the time to get to the quarterback. And that's what we have not had. We have not had. If we've had good pass rush, we've not had good coverage. If we had good coverage, we've not had good pass rush. But I think it starts with getting some D-backs back there that can allow the defensive line a couple more seconds to get there. A couple more seconds to get there. Yeah.
Yeah, man. Listen, he has the ability to cover the top receiver. They never did it down there. He has the ability. Coming out the draft, I wanted us to get him. I really wanted us to get him. I mean, he has Olympic. He has. You know what? He broke the long jump record in the combine.
Over 12.
Yeah.
12.
So he has Olympic ability,
12 feet.
and he's a 40-inch vertical guy. So. I mean,
41.6.
all I can think of is Bradley Fletcher and Nami Oswald when I think of free agent corners and we overpay him. But you know what? We also make some great guys like
Nami was
Asante
soft. Don't even say
Asante
his name.
Samuel. Asante Samuel was a
was
great
soft.
free agent pickup.
Yeah.
So we do have some guys that we can lean back on and say, you know what? These guys came in. They played very well when we picked them up. And I think he would come in here. He's still trying to get his niche in the NFL. I think he will work wonders with the Philadelphia Eagles.
I would like to see him in Midnight Green there. What do you feel about Byron Jones? He will be an ex-Cowboy though.
I'm gonna say this, and then I'm gonna talk positively. I personally don't like taking athletes that are from the Cowboys organization because it has not been successful in the past. And after saying that, but things do happen to change. Now we get an opportunity to get this guy. It could be beneficial for us. He has all the attributes to be a positive in the locker room. He has all the attributes, especially with his athletic ability, to be somebody that can make plays. You know, but all that has to translate once he gets here to Philadelphia.
I'm not afraid. I ain't afraid. I'll take a chance on him.
But,
Like I
but
said,
here's the thing too. You're concerned about getting this guy. It's some phenomenal corners in this draft as well.
but they're not proven.
I understand that.
They're a hope.
That's-
You know
but
how
that's-
many
that's-
top
that's-
talent we
that's-
know. Me
That's why
top.
we got this. That's why we got the coach. We got the new coach in there that can take these guys that are.
But it's not
pieces
promised.
Pieces of coal and turn them into diamonds.
But we don't know. It's not promised. You know how many college prospects come out and they don't replicate what they did in college?
Correct.
That's true.
We have a guy here who has done it in college and in the pros. All we have to do is give him the money.
Okay.
You understand what I'm saying? So I'm not saying that's the case in every situation, but in this situation here, we have an opportunity to get a cornerback that has the skill set, and we know it because we've seen him perform on the NFL level at a high level these past couple years. Past 3 years, so to speak. So we know this. We know he's proven. We get a young guy. He can have all the talent in the world, as we saw with Sidney Jones, who was the top cornerback in the draft until he got hurt. He was the top prospect. And we have not seen him live up to that yet.
No.
I think
Because we
he's-
drafted him on the hope that he would live up to that.
I think he's turning the corner.
I think he is too.
I
but
want to
I'm
say
just-
this about
I'm
a free agent.
I'm just putting a case in point.
I wanna
out.
say this-
I'm mad we drafted him. I didn't want to draft him.
I
You never want to draft.
I think he's going to turn the corner right now. But I want to say this about a
never
free
want to
agent.
draft an injured player.
I want to say this about a free agent. You know, the Amari Cooper thing, the wide receiver, the Robbie Andersons that we always think. The Jets might resign Robbie Anderson, and the Cowgirls is probably going to resign Amari Cooper. Let's be real about that. One guy that's out there that's actually putting up good numbers, right? That put up good numbers last season, Brashard Perriman. We've been linked to him. That's an under the radar signing. Under the radar signings under this administration of Howie Roseman has worked wonders for this organization.
Not all the time. But
Not all the time, but
I
a
think-
lot of those under the radar.
A majority of them.
Majority of them.
Majority.
I mean, let's say 75% of those under the radar signings has
Mike Wallace didn't work out.
Malcolm Jenkins is one of the
Yeah,
under
Mike
the radar.
Wallace couldn't get it. He was.
Yeah, he
He
didn't
couldn't
work
make the
out.
club. He was
But
in the
Malcolm
club.
Jenkins was one of those under the radar
Yeah,
signings.
he was. He did.
Because we didn't want him. We wanted the other top two safeties.
Right.
We couldn't get them. They went somewhere else, and we
Right.
got Malcolm Jenkins, and lo and behold, he's the best out of the three.
He's a Pro Bowler. He's a Pro Bowler.
Okay.
So I think Brashard Perriman, he can grow with. He's 26, so he's a year older than Carson. He can grow with him. He can grow with Carson Wentz. I mean, he's finally coming into his own. He's finally coming to that ability that all the draft pundits say he could have in the NFL. You know, he's putting that 4.2 speed to work. Then you draft a speedy guy. You know, you have a track team for Carson Wentz who can throw
And
the
that's
ball.
that's what I'm talking about.
And next thing you know,
now
you
I'm
don't
happy.
want it. You
we
you're
don't
not
need
trading
just. We
Alshon
don't
Jeffrey.
only need speed though. We need someone that's
Yes,
going to
finesse.
catch the ball
Finesse,
too.
yes.
You know, I mean, the speed is great, but we
Finesse.
need a guy that's going to catch the ball in traffic also.
Zach Ertz.
So
He's not.
you know,
he's not.
yeah.
He's not gonna get the yak, but he can make
Yeah,
the
he's
catch.
not getting.
No, he-
he's not
he
getting
gets
any
no-
yak.
he no- gets
He's
no
not
yak.
getting any yak. If I hand deliver him a bottle of Hennessy, he's still not getting any
He's
yak.
not getting no yak.
All right, so what I'm saying is not all about the speed. And I like Braylon. He has. Well, we need We need speed. We need speed. We need speed to back up the speed. Actually, we need speed to back up the speed, and that's what I've been most disappointed about Howie in the last 2 years is that we saw what just the threat of speed did for us in our Super Bowl run when we had Torrey Smith. He didn't have the greatest regular season, but in the postseason he had a pretty good postseason.
Yes, he did.
And just the threat of him and his speed helped open up a lot of things. The next year after that, we had Mike Wallace, who got hurt and really bogged our offense down because we wasn't able to attack that third level of the offense, the secondary. So we come back last year and we bring in Deshaun Jackson, who is a great long ball threat. But we didn't double down and get a speed guy to back him up. We saw what happened when our only speed guy went down in 2018. Why didn't we come in this past year and have a backup for Deshaun Jackson? So in this year here, I'm all on board in getting Henry Ruggs. Yes, I do. He's a Tariq Hill type person, except I hope he's not that type person off the field because Tariq is a bad guy. I mean, good grief. But anyway, I'm not going to go on that. But I'm not going to go on that tangent. But he's that type of talent, and we have an opportunity to get him. So I'm on board with that. And he could be that backup to Deshaun Jackson. Deshaun Jackson is 33 years old, and he is getting up there. And I still think we get more speed. But there are rumblings or there are rumors out there that we may go heavy after Amari Cooper. What do you guys feel about that? I like Amari.
Like I said,
I know you say
Okay.
they're not going to let him walk out the building, but in the slim possibility that Howie can work his magic and smooth this guy into coming to Philadelphia, what do you feel about Amari Cooper if he was to convince him to come to Philadelphia?
If that was to happen, if they won't franchise Amari Cooper and we were able to bring him here, I mean, that would change the dynamic of the team. Because Amari Cooper, even though he has his occasional dropsies and he gets in his own head, he has that ability to get open anytime he wants to get open. Those Alabama receivers, when they're top end receivers from Alabama, there's something down there with those receivers, coach, that teach these guys how to run routes crispy, how to get open.
It might be the corn liquor. Okay,
it may be that too. It may be the corn liquor down there, but they are productive in the NFL. These receivers are productive in the NFL, and they run the crispest routes I've seen from any college wide receivers right out of college. He would change the dynamic here automatically. Deshaun Jackson, Amari Cooper. I know people are saying, "Oh, get rid of Alshon," but Alshon, for what he can give to you, it's production. He is a productive receiver when healthy.
He would not be able to coexist in this type of environment. If we were to get a Amari Cooper and or a Henry Ruggs, he was already malcontent with the receivers we had before. Now, if we get those type of quality receivers, Alshon is not going to be very happy if he's not getting targets.
What I'm saying is this. All right, don't put all your eggs in one old basket. You're getting guys that are been in the league for a period of time. This draft right here, you have opportunity to get guys that you can kind of cater to be who you want them to be. They have all the attributes. They have the size. They have the speed. Why go after used goods and you can get something brand new off the shelf? Does that make it? That doesn't make any sense to me.
It doesn't. It doesn't, but hey, I hear you. All right, so the last rumor, and I didn't hear this. I took this for Pat's word. I haven't heard anything about it, but Pat brought it up, so I put it in the topic. Mm-hmm. So what about this talk about Jadeveon Clowney?
Yeah, I mean, listen.
I haven't heard much about that.
We needed a defensive end to show up. Brandon Graham is consistent. He's not a superstar, but he's very consistent on his edge. He can go inside, he can go outside. We're very wishy-washy right now on Derek Barnett. He's not giving the production that we asked him for, even though he was injured. He still has a lot of room to grow, and he has a lot of bend from that defensive end position. Yes, but he still has a lot of growing up to do at the defensive end position, and we need somebody right now who can help out right now because our defensive line strives on rotation. just think about the ability to have Giovanni Clowney out there. Even though a lot of Philadelphians, we don't like him for what he did, that late hit against Carson
Yeah, I'm
Wentz.
dropping off. Dropping him on 19th.
This guy still runs a
Indiana.
4.5 and 4.52 at 6'5", 275 pounds. He still has production from the defensive end position that rivals some of the greats in the game. I mean, for us not to even take a look at him, it'd be idiotic.
I agree.
Yeah. All right. I mean,
If the availability is there, I would take a shot, but I'm not going to bend over. I'm not going to bend over backwards to try to get this guy.
all right, that's the end of the third quarter, man. No on Clowney. I'm going to go to some comments before I start the fourth quarter. All right, so we got a no on Clowney, but yes on Corey Littleton. Yeah, I like that. I like Corey Littleton, linebacker. We need linebacker help. I would jump on Clowney early. Quentin says Alshon is done. That's what Anthony Aide says. We don't even know when Alshon can play again. Don't count him to be on the roster. I'm with you on that, Corey. Corey says that. Yes, but most likely 49ers re-sign. We don't even know. Okay, I see that.
I see a lot of comments about.
We can't get Amari and keep Alshon. That's too much money at receiver.
That's true.
You're right about that,
That is
Quinn.
true.
That's not going to happen. Alshon is gone, says Corey. I agree with that. I think he is gone. Hassan, my son, says Carson is running Alshon out. Well, Alshon kind of helped himself. He kind of helped himself out the door. Corey, our Black Adam Scheffler says, hell no, big no to Amari. He's too soft and mentally weak. If they running a guy like Alshon out, Lord, Amari can't handle it. And you know what, Corey, I kind of see that. I see that. If you've not followed, and you have to follow football to see what Corey's talking about.
Yeah.
But Amari Cooper had a stretch at the end of last season where he kind of pouted. And he kind of bitched up. He
doesn't
bitched
like
up.
Dallas. You know
okay,
that?
if he doesn't like Dallas, that's one thing. And if he doesn't, that would be great. I
he
will
came from the
give
West
him the
Coast. He
benefit
was
of
with
the
the-
doubt.
he was with the
If he
Raiders.
doesn't like Dallas, I'm on board with that. But
He's a
that was
Southern
not a
kid,
good
but
look.
yeah, he doesn't
him
like
pouting.
Dallas.
Yeah, that him pouting on the bench is not going to fly in Philadelphia. We will eat his ass alive.
Yes,
so
we will.
I hope it is a fact that he didn't like.
We'll be booing you at dinner with your wife.
Oh yeah. Oh my goodness.
We make you pay double for your food.
All right, so let's end this quarter, Mark.
And that's the end of the quarter.
We should be
All
have
right.
a shot, man.
So we're going to go into our fourth quarter here. You're watching Eagles Talk, the number one Eagles cover show on Facebook by Eagles fans for Eagles fans, and hopefully a fast-growing Eagles coverage show on YouTube. Let us be the fastest-growing Eagles coverage show on YouTube by Eagles fans
Yes.
for Eagles fans.
You know what?
That's the key there. I say
Yeah.
this and people be like, he's so arrogant. He thinks no. I'm saying there's not a lot of shows out here, Eagles coverage shows that are by the fans for the fans. You know, there are a lot of people out here that are aspiring broadcast journalists and the such. And we're not that, as you can see. But we're not that. We're straight fans, and we're homers, so to speak. And we like to talk about our favorite football team. And if you're new, we like to talk about that team, the Philadelphia Eagles, as we enjoy our favorite adult beverage in the form of shots. This week we are doing the Knob Creek, secured by my co-host, one of the Sandlin boys,
Hey,
Shell.
man. Shout out to
and
Shell,
this is
man.
90 proof. Not liquor. This is 90 proof. This is whiskey, right?
This is
It's
whiskey.
whiskey.
Yeah, this is Kentucky straight bourbon whiskey.
Hey Dante, can I throw a challenge out there for you, man?
Sure, go ahead.
I challenge us to do a show, a show that's directly straight to YouTube to bring all the people from Facebook over one show.
All right, we'll do that. All right, so you hear that. So that show right there, we will not be coming on Facebook that day. We'll just be
Straight up
strictly
YouTube.
on YouTube that.
Wow.
All right, so we'll work that into the schedule. That's not going to be upcoming, so don't worry about it. Don't panic or anything like that.
Yeah.
But I hear you in that.
We'll work it out.
All right, so you
And
guys,
we give out shirts that
if
time.
you are watching on YouTube, make sure you click that subscribe
Yes.
button underneath this post here. If you're watching on Periscope, follow us on Periscope also. But we're going to enjoy this nice Knob Creek, 90 proof, smoked maple. Tastes real good. Shell, you did a good job. I have to give it to you.
Yeah, man.
All right,
Cheers to
let me
that,
know
man.
what you're drinking out there. Down the hatch. Please drink responsibly. 3, 2, 1. So this is the fourth quarter. You can put that graphic up there, Mark. Fourth quarter, I'm going to delve into the chat room here and see what you guys are talking about. And if you have any questions for us, please put them in the chat room, and we're going to address those questions in the fourth quarter. That's what the fourth quarter is about. All right, the fourth quarter is about you guys and the comments or questions that you guys have. Okay, so number one, Clowney, or somebody asked Clowney or the other guy that I can't pronounce his name. You see that? You saw that?
Ndoku.
Ndoku.
Ndoku. Like Wakanda.
Okay.
Njoku. Ndoku,
All right.
man.
No. All right.
Ndoku.
Where is he from? I'm not familiar with that.
He's from Jacksonville Jaguars. And he's been productive. He has over the last, I think, 3 seasons, he had like somewhere in the range of 37 and a half sacks. I think some actually put that in our comments. He actually is very productive at the defensive end. He's a destructive defensive end for the Jacksonville Jaguars. When Tevin Coleman didn't take the year off, that defense was something else with him coming off that edge and him coming off his hip. He is a strong point of attack defensive end. They play a different variation of fronts down there in Jacksonville. They go from a 3-4 to a 4-2 to a 4-3 to a bear type defensive front because they have the ability with the guys they have to do whatever they wanted to do. When they got rid of Jalen Ramsey, their defense kind of really took a hit before that, but when they got rid of Jalen Ramsey, they really took a hit, and they had to change their defense up. But he was still holding his own as a defensive end. He's a very productive player. He's very upset that he's actually getting franchised right now.
All right, some questions out there. Hassan Butler and a couple other people echo the same question. Is Dillard ready to take over for Peters since Peters has been released? That's not the only person that asked that.
I'm gonna say this.
Brandon asked a similar question also. All right, go ahead.
All right. I'm an individual that watches a lot of college football. A lot of us don't watch the Pac-10. I watch the Pac-10. I watch the SEC. I watch the MAC. I watch a lot of college football because I'm still a high school coach. So watching Dillard in the MAC, I didn't think that he was going to be suitable enough to go up against some of these NFL athletes coming from the SEC and the Big Ten, and he surprised me with his quickness and his what I call his side to side strength as a tackle. You got to have kickback and side to side strength to be able to keep that defensive end outside or that linebacker outside. I think going forward, like I said previous, offensive line is the only position you get better with time. Every other position is a finesse position: receiver, running back, D-back, linebacker. As you play, it wears on your body. Offensive line is totally the opposite. And I think the more he plays, the better he's going to be so he can fulfill that position of being a Pro Bowl type tackle. So going forward, the more times, the more games that he's in, he's going to be able to suit that position. My man Jay Phillips, he'll attest to that. He was a big tackle, 6'6" guy. So you know that playing that position, that's something that you have to do. You have to get time. You have to play. Get some games under your belt. So I think he's going to be fine going forward.
All right. So your assessment is yes, he's going to be able to take up. Now, there's also rumors that he may be packaged in a deal along with Alshon Jeffrey to someone. I would think that would be a big mistake.
Yeah.
I would hate to see that.
I would like to shut you down right now with that. With Jason Peters, with the Philadelphia Eagles letting Jason Peters test free agent waters, Andre Dillon ain't going nowhere.
That's what I think, too.
He ain't going nowhere, all right?
All right, so let me go to some more questions. So do we gamble? Quentin says, so do we gamble Carson's health, waiting on Dillard to get ready or better? I think Dillard is already – he's capable. I mean, come on. I know there's big shoes for him to fill and following in the footsteps of a future Hall of Famer. But let's be realistic. No one comes in this league and performs at the level of Jason
No,
Peters.
you're right.
No one. Not, and we have a very
It took
good.
him time
We have
to-
a
it took him
very
time to get
solid.
there.
We have a very solid right tackle, and not even he came in and played at that high level. But no one's complaining about Elaine Johnson today, right?
No.
Because he showed enough early on, and he did enough early on that we had confidence in him, and he proved it. And I think Dillon did not have a bad rookie season when you think about he played in spot situations. He didn't. He wasn't like Lane Johnson that came in and he had the left tackle spot handed to him, and he could play that spot and grow all year. He came in and out, They even tried to put him on the right side, and I don't think you can hold anything against him because he didn't perform at such a high level at the right tackle spot.
You know what?
As he does at the left tackle
Somebody
spot.
said it right.
For a rookie,
Yeah.
that was, I think he did okay as a rookie.
He was efficient. Listen, somebody said on the broadcast, they said it right before the game. They said, all right, now you've been writing right-handed all your life. Dante, you're left-handed, right?
Right. I'm
So-
right-handed.
All right, so you've been writing right-handed all your life, right? This test of writing today, you need to write with
You
your
got
left
right
hand.
with your left hand.
All right?
Well,
That's
I
the
am
same.
that's when I used to play ball and everything. I used to put it, I worked the whole off season on the left hand. I was put. Okay,
I'm talking
all right,
about
okay,
writing,
all right,
not shooting ball, because I can do my left hand too. All right.
I'm just saying.
But I'm just saying, in all actuality, it's much difficult for a rookie to be somebody that's predominantly been on the left side all of his football life to move to the other side and be effective. Even Lane Johnson had that same issue when they
Yeah, he
moved to the
struggled.
left side.
He struggled.
He's the premier right tackle in the NFL. When they moved him to the left side, because Jason Peters was injured, he got owned by some rookies.
Yeah. He's getting his lunch-
So
his
you know,
lunch handed to him.
it's difficult to switch up like that, especially when you're very productive at one side. You want to keep that production on one side. Now, I mean, when you talk about guards and you talk about center, that's a whole different story. But when you talk about those bookends, they get so confident. Their training is for them to be on those particular sides. It's hard to get that mental.
It's your quick
take
twitch.
that mental
It's your
landscape that they have to go to another side.
It's your
All
quick
right,
twitch.
let me go to some comments out here. Lathan says, eventually Peters was going to get Carlson killed. He was a great player for us, but it's time we move on. Brandon says, oops, let me see what Brandon says. Brandon says, I hope we can sign Byron Jones. He's a top 15 cornerback on Pro Focus. He will be a huge help, I believe. Yes, I think so too. Bob Blount says, resign Mills and get a guy like Logan Ryan and sign Anthony Harris as safety.
Mills
So
is a
there's-
safety. Mills is
Mills
a safety.
is a safety. I believe that
He was a
too.
safety in college. They moved him to safety.
Isaac Ware he's contradicting us a little bit. He says the problem is they think Diller is a little soft, kinda a crybaby. Need to get some tougher skin. Remember when Barnett had him? I don't think he's soft. I think he actually embodied some of the tutelage that he was getting from Jason Peters, and he was tougher. And there was a stretch he went through where he was kind of actually show his nastiness out there on the
that
field.
left side of his kick step was all that. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie to you. See him in the preseason game, and when they put him in there, he held his own against a bull rush, against a passive move. He actually did pretty doggone good. But when he moved into that right side, it was a whole different story, man.
Yeah.
It's a whole different story.
All right, so Everett is bringing up Marty. Let's talk about Marty. We haven't talked about Marty a lot. I
He's
guess
just a consultant.
because there's a lot
Yeah.
to talk about this week. We're going to get to Marty hopefully next week. But Everett says Marty coaching offense again. He helped change Ravens from Flacco to Jackson and tight end use.
You know what? He's like I said. You got to realize what the Eagles are doing. Eagles are putting together offensive brain trust to make a offense that they haven't been seen before, to do something different on offense each and every week to make sure that teams aren't being predictable. Because Bobby Wagner from the Seattle Seahawks said, this offense is predictable. I know every single play. And from that, you have to be better. You have to be better from a coach's standpoint. You have to be better for Carson Wentz's sake, and you have to be better from a player standpoint. And I think they're going to go heavy on the offensive side. It could be weapons. It could be offensive line. I think that's what they're going to do. And in the free agency, they're going to go after defense.
All right. So one of the comments up there now is my man says he needs one of those hoodies.
Let me jump on that.
All right.
All right, listen up. I just want to talk to you. We as a Brain Trust have been talking about our online store, and what we're going to do is we're going to come together on. You see the gray, you see the white, and
Charcoal.
This is charcoal. We'll probably throw one more color in there, either a black or a pink going forward.
No, these are boring colors. We need better colors.
All right.
My colors are hot. Y'all colors are boring. No, your colors are boring.
My
Yeah.
All right, yeah. All right,
All right, just going forward, but basically before May, sometime before May, we're going to have our online store, and we're going to actually give you opportunity to purchase our gear. And you can purchase our gear. We were talking about trying to get it out to you fast. You'll be able to get stuff within 5 to 7 business days, and we're working on a price point at this point. So I know everybody. I get bombarded, especially when I'm in the gym. I go to Fit Gym, 44th and Chestnut. Shout out to Fit Gym. When I'm in the gym.
Are you at Fit?
I'm at Fit.
Okay.
I'm in the dungeon.
All right.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, you can't say the name if it's not paying us. So,
I'm sorry.
FIT.
I used
if
to
you're
I
paying
used
us,
to
we
work
will
out
say
at
your
Fit
name.
All right,
back in the day.
yeah.
You know what I mean? When he was a
sorry.
when he was a little guy.
All right. When I was a little guy.
When he was a little guy.
Yeah, but anyway, when I'm out at this particular events, everybody's always asking me about merchandise. So I'm just gonna let y'all know we're gonna have merchandise. We're working on having merchandise consistently. I know everybody loves the military hat when we do our military salute. Everybody loves the pink clothes when we do our basically our ode to the breast cancer awareness. So we're working on stuff so that you can purchase our items throughout the year, and it'll help us also as far as production is going on.
Yeah, so and long story short, we will be coming to you guys soon with the merch. He's a merch guy. I'm gonna let him handle that, and we'll be on board. So look out for that. Probably won't be hoodies in the summertime since we're in the off season.
Can I say 2 things before we close out?
All right.
I want some guys you take a look at going forward that you might be some sleepers. I talked about Malik Harrison from Ohio State last week. A safety you need to take a look at is Jeremy Chin from let me pull it back up for you. Jeremy Chin from Southern Illinois. He's 6'3", 221 pounds. He's a bruiser. He's a fast guy, and Shells, you're going to like this one. He ran a 4.4 at that size.
I like that. I like a safety.
We talked about linebackers. You might need a linebacker. We're going to look at some LSU linebackers. We're going to look at you might actually get a guy from Miami, but it's not the guy you're looking for. It might be Shaquille Quarterman.
All right. I'll look.
I know. Listen, but if you want some sleepers in this draft, Jeremy Chin,
Okay.
Shaquille Quarterman, and again, Malik Harrison, if he's available in the 3rd and 4th round, it's no question that you take him.
Okay.
All right, so they are our college experts here. They watch a lot of college football. I do not. I'm only kidding. but this is their time of year, and I'm happy that they are able to revel in that. They'll be
man.
watching.
Love it.
They watch all the combine.
Can't
and
wait
all
till the
that.
draft show,
And can't
man.
wait
I
for the draft show.
fell asleep watching the combine, man. Like it's great. It's like
And
Christmas.
to me, I fall asleep watching it too, but for different reasons. I'm like, oh my God, all he's doing is just lifting weights. So I'm like, God, I did that. All right. Anyway, thank you guys so much for tuning in and watching us. Eagles Talk, #1 coverage. Eagles coverage show on Facebook by Eagles fans for Eagles fans. If you are watching us on YouTube or Periscope, make sure you subscribe and follow us on those 2 channels. If you're watching us on Facebook, make sure you like our page because we will not be coming to your groups in the near future. So you're going to have to be subscribed or following our page if you want to continue to get this superb coverage of Eagles football from Eagles fans that's just like you. So Thank you for joining us. We will be back next Thursday at 7 o'clock. If you have never tried the Knob Creek, go out and try it. The smoked maple is really good. And I'm going to be sitting here for probably another hour or two until I get myself together to go home. All right. So anyway, see you guys next week. Thank you for joining us. I'm Dante the Dark Knight. For the Sandler Boys, we are Art out. We will see you guys next week. Peace.
Peace.
We go live in 5, 4, 3, 2. Smash him up, crack that fool. Quarterback crack, yo, sack that fool. Hit him, 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 hit him. Smash him up, watch that move. Went too swift, can't catch these dudes. Hit him, 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 hit him. Listen, 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 hit him, listen. This Eagles talk, this talk Eagles. Philly bleed green is from your people. Fly, Eagles fly.